Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 18th November 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. HARDAN, 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 Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been trying to discuss in my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to delve within our own self and to understand our own self so that we not only realize our own self but in that process understand the divinity within us through the trial or analysis of the super soul within all of us. We know that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, started as the original person who permitted Brahma to create our own universe. Once that universe was created, the same Mahavishnu increased his plenary expansion and tried or succeeded in residing in every planet, comet, and heavenly body in that universe as Garbhodakasai Vishnu. Further, he resided in or occupied a position in the heart of every atom in every heavenly body so created by Brahma as a universe to which we belong. In other words, Mahavishnu is the original person who permits Brahma to create this universe. Then he occupies every heavenly body of that universe through his own plenary expansion as Garbhodakasai Vishnu, and in every heavenly body, the atoms which inhabit that particular heavenly body is occupied by the same Mahavishnu's plenary expansion as Kshirodakasai Vishnu. We individual human living entities, whether male or female, have the same Kshirodakasai Vishnu occupying our own psyche and heart as the localized Paramatma or Super Soul. According to the spiritualists of yore, the ultimate aim is to not only understand our own self, but to, in that process, go further and understand the divinity that is present in all of us as the localized Paramatma or Super Soul. We have been trying to do that through meditation and contemplation. I, for one, find it very interesting, curiosity ridden, and enlightening and enliving process of trying to meditate within myself to see the universe within myself. In this process, I contemplate on all material and spiritual knowledge that I have gleaned through the study of scriptures, spiritual books, my own thoughts, views, opinions, ideas, and from my experience by living in this material society for the past 65 years. While doing so, yesterday when I was contemplating on what new I had learned, I watched a video which was being given as a spiritual discourse interview and tete-a-tete between the interviewer and a very spiritually inclined scholar called Mrs. Ami Ganatra. The interviewer, Mr. Trivedi, interviewed Miss Ganatra to find out her own opinion about the differences between various forms of Ramayana written by various spiritual scholars over the centuries and millenniums in the Hindu mythology. In the Hindu mythology, Ramayana and Mahabharata are considered to be the sublime and the supermost epics which every Indian Hindu tries to learn about to increase his or her spiritual and material knowledge. In that process, Miss Ami Ganatra was requested by Mr. Trivedi to give us a discourse on her own views, opinions, thoughts, and ideas regarding Valmiki Ramayana, written by sage Valmiki, which is the origin of Ramayana, plus various versions of the same Ramayana, including Ramcharitmanas, Kamba Ramayana, and other discourses by various erudite scholars about the great Hindu epic. While learning about them, I tried to meditate and contemplate on what I had learned from my own studies of books, scriptures, epics, and interviews by such great scholars as Miss Ami Ganatra and other spiritualists of youth. In that process, I tried to understand the hero of Ramayana, Lord Rama, better. Here we know that when Lord Rama was just 16, his father Dasharatha was accosted by the sage Vishwamitra, who requested that this 16-year-old boy should be sent with the sage Vishwamitra to the jungles to fight various demons who were creating disturbance in the spiritual practices of the sages of that period. Though initially Dasharatha was apprehensive of sending such a small boy with sage Vishwamitra, he was suggested or instructed to play along by none other than sage Vashishta, who said that if sage Vishwamitra has made such a request, then there must be some reason. Rama went along with Vishwamitra and defeated all the demons in the jungle and came out victorious, much to the pride and happiness of the father Dasharatha. However, due to the manipulations of one maid servant called Manthara, Dasharatha's third wife and the most favorite wife, Kaikeyi, made him give the throne of that Ayodhya to her own son Bharata, and in that process order Rama, the hero of Ramana, to go to the forest and live there for 14 long years. Here I wanted to know what this purpose meant or what was going on not in the brains and psyche of Kaikeyi, Manthara, or Dasharatha, but what fate or destiny was playing in the life of none other than Lord Rama. In fact, while deciding about this, I tried to find out what the actual meaning of all this exercise was. Lord Rama is the avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. So it was difficult for anything to surprise or pain Lord Rama. Hence, when his father Dasharatha was forced to order him to go to the forest for 14 years, Rama knew that some divine mission was in store for him. Lakshmana, his younger brother, offered to play along and accompany Lord Rama and his wife Sita to the forest in that process. Immediately thereafter, Lord Rama would have understood that there was some divine plan behind such a very cruel and ruthless order from his own very loving father Dasharatha and the same Kaikeyi, stepmother of Lord Rama, who was so affectionate towards Lord Rama till now. However, we have to look at the whole incident in another light, sorry, not life, another light. Yes, Lord Rama was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. However, this was not the case with King Dasharatha or Kaikeyi or Manthara. How is it that these ordinary mortals were forced to give such an instruction to an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Rama, to go to the jungle and stay there for 14 years along with his beautiful and delicate wife Sita and his another younger brother Lakshmana, so that Kaikeyi's son Bharata could come to the throne of Ayodhya as a successor of King Dasharatha. We will try to analyze this further. At that particular juncture in Ayodhya, no one except the superconscious intelligence of Lord Rama could see some divine purpose behind such a unexpected and horrible act and instruction. All others were mortals except for Lakshmana, who also had one part of divinity within him and was representing none other than the thousand hooded serpent Sheshanaga as a follower of this incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, as a Rama, the elder brother. Now we will look at it from another angle. First, we will take the case of Manthara. She was a very ordinary mortal who was forced to act cunningly and to give some wrong advice to the noble queen Kaikeyi, as a result of which Kaikeyi prevailed upon her own husband King Dasharatha to take such a drastic step. Manthara could be pardoned for being a mortal lady who succumbed to the instructions of or the assaults of destiny to act in a most materialistic fashion. But here, even she was being stopped by her own material position. She was just a maid servant. Then how is it that she was so powerful that she could advise none other than King Dasharatha's favorite queen Kaikeyi to go against the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, who was representing his own incarnation as the hero of Ramayana, Lord Rama. This shows that the destiny is so powerful that it can influence the psyche of an ordinary mortal like Manthara and to give her a temporary overconfidence to go and plant her own conniving ideas into the psyche of the noble queen Kaikeyi. Second, we come to the case of Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi, the third queen of King Dasharatha, was no ordinary person. She was an extremely noble queen, very, very beautiful and pretty, and had managed to be a favorite of King Dasharatha and had even gone to save King Dasharatha in one accident far late in the history or in the beginning of their getting acquainted with each other as husband and wife. At that time, King Dasharatha had given her some boons which she could exercise at the right time. King Dasharatha, the noble king of Ayodhya and the father of Lord Rama, Miss Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna had promised that he will adhere to the demands and requests of Kaikeyi when she tried to exercise her boons from King Dasharatha. This was so simple at that time that no one could understand its dire consequences as per the manipulations of the destiny. Kaikeyi, a great devotee of Lord Shiva and a very noble queen at that, and the mother of none other than Lord Rama's younger brother Bharata, became so blinded with her own material greed and avariciousness that she condescended to exercise these boons to force Dasharatha to give his own throne to her own son and to banish Lord Rama to the forest so that Rama would stay there for 14 years along with his wife Sita and his own another younger brother Lakshmana. This shows that destiny had some plan for Lord Rama, and destiny knew that only Lord Rama could fulfill that purpose successfully. As a result of which, destiny forced Manthara to blow her own conniving ideas into the pretty ears, brain, and psyche of none other than this Queen Kaikeyi, who was cruel enough temporarily to exercise her own right for something so undeserving and unjust by making her own husband, Dasharatha, obey it. So we know what happened to Manthara and Kaikeyi when destiny or God's will played their own its own part in manipulating the psyche of these two unsuspecting women, one a queen and one a maidservant. Next, we come to none other than King Dasharatha. King Dasharatha, as we all know from the epic, was no ordinary mortal. In fact, he was a cut above the rest as a ruler of Ayodhya. He was extremely noble, brave, courageous, intelligent, and so on. But alas, even here, he was, after all, a mortal who could succumb to the material attractions of the opposite sex, and in that process fell head over heels in love with Kaikeyi, his third wife, to such an extent that he gave that boon far long ago to her, for her to use those two or three boons to her own advantage when the right time came. At that time, King Dasharatha would never ever have imagined that she will use these boons for this purpose. King Dasharatha had succumbed to the pressures, pressures and the power of material, sexual, sensual lust towards his own third wife, Kaikeyi. He had become so helpless in his love for Kaikeyi that he condescended to order Lord Rama, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu, to go to the forest for 14 years after abdicating the throne on behalf of his own younger brother Bharata. Here also, because destiny had such a magnificent plan, hence these mortals, Mantra, Kaikeyi, and Dasharatha, had to go according to the plans of destiny or God's will. They felt very, very helpless as mortals while obeying this instruction. After this comes Bharata, the younger brother of Lord Rama, who was the son of Kaikeyi and who Kaikeyi wanted to succeed as the king in the throne of Ayodhya after Dasharatha. Bharata was not only an extraordinary person, but as the younger brother of Lord Rama, he was also divine in a way, and he had some partial divine incarnation within him of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Bharata did not know at that time, but his own superconscious memory would have awoke some long back memories of the spiritual variety within his own psyche in such a way that he had to bow down to the pressures and the instructions of his own father, King Dasharatha, and mother Kaikeyi. This very noble prince looked on haplessly, hopelessly, and without any support from the public when King Rama left for the forest along with his own consort Sita and his own younger brother Lakshmana for 14 years. We all know about all this, and I, through my own contemplation, tried to find out or look into the psyche of these four mortals: Manthara, the maidservant; Kaikeyi, the third queen; Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya and father of Lord Rama; and Bharata, the noble prince who was the younger brother of Lord Rama. This is all I wanted to talk about in this particular video. We shall try to continue our discussion about this very interesting and enlightening subject in my another video later. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular subject. Please give me your own expert opinions, thoughts, ideas, and views so that I may blend everything together for the sake of the society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.